welcome back. Now that we have created a win screen, let's go ahead and create a way to lose. So we can go back to the scenes. I'm going to open up the win screen. Oops, I guess I needed to save something. Okay, there's my win screen, and I'm just going to make a very quick edit here. I'm going to go to the win text, and I'm going to call that lose text. And I'm going to change this to you lose. And then I'm going to say save as, and then in scenes, I will call this the lose screen. While I'm at it, let's go ahead and add this to the build profiles. Let's add the open scene. So now I've got the main level, the win screen, and the lose screen. Okay, in the script graphs, we can look at the game manager, and I can do the same thing right here in where I made a win. I'm just gonna copy this and make this a lose. So let's create a new visual scripting script graph. This is going to be a subgraph, so we will call this lose. Okay, on the input, just like last time, let's go to enter. We'll add an input, and we're going to go to the scene manager, .load, and we want to do it just by the scene name, and we're going to call this the lose screen. Is that what we called it? I forgot already. Lose screen. Yes, we did call it the lose screen. Okay, let's get back into here. And then let's go ahead and just add an output. And the trigger output, we're going to call exit. Okay, seems easy enough. Let's go ahead and test that. I'm going to go back to my scenes. Here's my main level. Let's go to our game manager, since that's where I tend to be testing things. We'll edit this graph, and I'm going to delete this win, and I'm going to add a lose, just to make sure it's working. Okay, so if I press E, I should go to the you lose screen. You lose. Okay, now just like the other case, this isn't very fun to have just a game where you press E to lose. So let's go ahead and add a timer. I'm going to do a little UI setup real quick. So just like we did the score display, actually I'm going to go right here and I'm going to push Control D to copy the score display. And I'm just going to change this to the time display. The time display, I'm still in game mode right here, but this is good because I can see it where I want to see it. If I take the Y position and just drop it down a little bit, it still says score 0, but now I can change this to time 0. We'll have more time than that in a little bit. Oops, didn't want that. Just drop that down a little bit. I'm going to take this background box, and I'm just going to increase the height, and we'll drop the position down a little bit more. That way I have my score and my time. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into the game manager. And the game manager has the score display, the max score. Let's go ahead and add in some more variables here. Actually, let's do this on another game object. That'll be better. Let's create an empty object, and we'll call this the timer. And on the timer, let's go ahead and add a script machine. And in my script graphs, let's create a new visual script. Script graph. We'll call this the timer. Let's put the timer onto... Oh, why is that minimized? Put the timer onto here, and let's go ahead and edit that graph. So for this timer, let's go ahead and put a current time. And that is going to be an integer, whole number. Let's have a maximum time, and that is also going to be an integer. Let's set that to 5 right now. That'll mean that we will lose after 5 seconds. Let's go ahead and do a time display. Add that, and that is going to be a TextMesh Pro UGUI. Okay. Now this is going to bother me that this isn't assigned yet, so I'm just going to exit out of here. And if I open up the variables here. Oh no, did I put that on the graph variables? Oops. Yep, I did. Okay, we're going to delete these. We're going to go back to object. It's a nice reminder to not do that. We want object variables. So this is going to be current time. And that is an integer. We're going to have max time. And that is also going to be an integer. And we're going to have the time display, and that is going to be a TM Pro, TextMesh Pro UGUI. Okay, there we go, there it is. Okay, let's put the time display in here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this. Let's get the start, because as soon as this scene starts, we're going to start up the script. As soon as we start, we're going to make our max time our current time. So I'm going to change this to 5. And we're going to set our current time. So remember, if I drag this in, it will get the variable. But if I hold Alt while I drag it in, it will set it. So I'm going to set my current time to the max time. Okay, that'll set that up. And then, let's go ahead and grab a while loop. Okay, this is going to repeat as many times as long as this Boolean condition is true. So let's say I want a greater than while the current time is greater than 0. So as long as I still have some time left, then I want to take the current time. Oh, sorry, I don't want to do that. I want to wait for seconds. I want to wait for 1 second. This is going to connect to the body. We're going to wait for 1 second, and then we're going to change the current time. So holding Alt, we're going to set the current time to 1 second less. So that means we now need to get the current time and subtract 1 from it. So let's grab the subtract node. And I'm going to subtract an integer literal. I'm going to subtract 1. Okay, so every every second, we're going to wait for 1 second. We're going to subtract 1 from the current time, and then as long as it's not 0, we're going to repeat. We're going to wait for another second, and then we're going to subtract. As soon as we're done, let's go out here, and we're going to lose when the time's up. Okay, so let's go ahead and test this. This should be a 5-second test, and after 5 seconds, we should lose. Oh, I got an error right here. So it says that wait for seconds can only be triggered in a coroutine. So coroutines are scripts that can run outside of the regular Unity start and update loop. So what we need to do here is say that this whole start event right here is a coroutine. And that's really easy. All we have to do is click on start, and then there it is right there. Is this a coroutine? Yes, it is. We see this, the 2 arrows right there showing that this can be run alongside another routine. So let's go ahead and push play. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You lose. Okay, now the problem is we don't have, the time isn't being reflected in the UI right here. So we're just going to do a very quick, right here we had update score. It looks a little bit like this. We're going to make another similar, script to this. So let's go ahead and script graph update time. Okay, this is a subgraph, so we're going to enter. We're also going to need, let's go ahead and get the time display. Oops, sorry, we didn't want that there. We wanted that as a data input. And that is going to be the type, TM Pro. TextMesh Pro UGUI. And I keep forgetting that I need to pick the type first. Okay, so as soon as we enter, we are going to get something from the timer. And I guess let's add one more data input. We'll make that a game object, and we'll call that the timer. Not sure if we did it this way last time. It'll work this time. Okay, as soon as we come in, we're going to say that TextMesh Pro UGUI TextMesh Pro UGUI text. Set text like that. So we're going to enter. We're going to set this time display right there, and we are going to set it to, we're going to get an object variable, not from this object, but from the timer, and that one is current time. We get the current time variable from there, which is an integer. Let's go ahead and concatenate. That's going to be the second thing, so that means we need a string literal. And it is going to say time, colon, space. Okay, so I'm just going to organize this really quickly. So actually we're going to enter and we're going to go to the concatenation and then we're going to set the text to whatever that is. And then let's go ahead and trigger output. Right here. Exit. And we'll do an output. Has an exit. That should do it. Okay, so now we have the update time script. So let's go back to the timer script that's on the timer. Okay, so right here, as soon as we set this, let's go ahead and update the time here. So we're going to want to enter here, and we're going to want to exit here. We have this time display right here, so we can put that there. And then what object is the timer? It's this object. Right there. Okay, so that is going to be the first time it updates. We're going to want to update it every time we change it. So I'm actually going to highlight these right here and then Control D to duplicate them. And then I'm going to move them over here. Put that in with my loop. Okay, that should do it. Let's go test it out. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you lose. All right, thanks for watching.